Right, Shalom. First and foremost, before I begin this lesson, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rachah Kodash. Double honors go out to the apostles, elders, the great millstone who rule and teach well. Shalom wa Barakiam to you brothers and sisters out there. Alright, this is Brother Malachi from the Great Millstone Nashville camp. And Lord willing, that this lesson is edifying to the hopeful elect. Alright, doing it in transit on the way home. I got an article headline pulled up here, which I'm just gonna do various topics. You know, that's what usually works best for me, when I just have an open world to talk about, so to speak. And there's a lot of things to talk about, you know, realistically. But let me read this headline for you.
Please steer back into.
It says 11 U.S. warships and 15,000 troops now in Caribbean as Venezuela tensions reach boiling point. And that is what is that? Matthew 24:6. Yahushua told us that ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. Because Yahushua isn't coming back next week. You know, there's still a lot of prophecies that got to take place, but we understand that his return is nigh at hand. Right? We understand that he's going to come back at the time appointed from the Heavenly Father, because like it says in that same chapter, Matthew 24, Yahushua said that nobody knows the day nor the hour, only the Father. So only the Heavenly Father knows when Yahushua is going to return. But we're looking at all the signs, and we know it's got to be soon, man. You know, there ain't no way in hell we got another 10, 15, 30. There ain't no fucking way in hell we got another 30 years, man. There ain't no way in hell we got another 10 years. Yahweh forbid we got 5, 3. You know? Shit, we might get out next year. We don't know. We're prisoners of hope. That's all we have, man. In Babylon has stripped us, you know, of so many things. But one thing it absolutely cannot and never will, you know, it will not, cannot strip us of is hope, faith in Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai in the scriptures. Because like it says in 2nd Esdras, the 15th chapter, it speaks about how write these things in paper because they're faithful and true. Right, talking about the prophecies. Habakkuk 2 and 3, right? Though it tarry, wait for it will surely come, it will not tarry. These things are going to come to pass, man. America, as a matter of fact, I was reading Joel the 2nd chapter today. Bro, America is going to be destroyed by nuclear missiles. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. There's so many scriptures that go into that, bro. So many scriptures that go into that. Hold on, I gotta go. So many scriptures go into the destruction of Babylon. And not only just Babylon, but Esau, Edom. Right? Because Esau is going to be stripped of his power and put back on the base level. Because remember, like it says in the book of Daniel, I think it's 4:17. The Lord sets up whomsoever he will. The Lord set up the wicked, set up Esau, Edom, the basis of man. Like it says in the book of Job, simply because the Lord wanted to prove a point. Okay? The Lord wanted to prove a point, man. This is how the earth looks when people are given to their flesh. This is how the earth looks when the wicked rule. This is how the earth looks when my laws are not being applied. Because like it says in Habakkuk, the laws are slack. Right? Is that 1 and 4 maybe? But the law is slack. Judgment doesn't go forth like how it should. Right? But we can't expect the man of sin, you know, the modern day man of sin, to actually do justice. That's not going to happen. Right? I bet $1 billion that Esau will never do a righteous thing in his existence. Right? Because he can't. Like the scriptures say. You can't make straight which the Lord hath made crooked. He's not meant to be straight. He's not meant to be righteous. He's not meant to be holy. He's not meant to be, you know, kind or charitable. He's not supposed to have no type of empathy, sympathy, whatever, whatever word you want. He's not made to do none of that. He's made to be the wicked and nothing else. He's the sword of the Lord. And pretty soon, Jake is really going to understand just how much of a sword he is, because Revelations 12:12, he doesn't have much time. And when time is short, it's like I gotta get over that. When time is short, pressure builds, right? When pressure builds, a high tense situation causes irrationality. Esau is going to come down with great wrath. He's going to be chaotic, erratic, and spontaneous. He's just going to say fuck it and throw all his cards on the table. Because he feels like he has nothing, there's nothing else. His back is pinned against the wall, and he knows that if he goes down, it's a wrap. Right? There's nothing left. And ironically, the pride of this man is so crazy that he loves the symbol of a phoenix. Because what the phoenix is supposed to represent to him is him and his people rising out of the ashes, rising out of the bottom, rising out of poverty and destruction and confusion, and rebuilding, right? Like it says in the book of Obadiah. The Lord was like, yeah, you can keep building, but I'm going to keep throwing down. This is the third kingdom now, if you will, that Esau has been ruling. You had the Greeks, the Romans, and now you have here, America. Right? Which, of course, you also had, Britain. You had the 7 heads. It's like the 7 heads, but I'm saying in terms of the statue. Right? Because you had Greece, Rome, and now here we are, which this is still really Rome, right? Because Rome, the deadly wound was healed. After that 1,000-year period where Esau was basically down and out, in the caves and like a fucking cockroach. Now all of a sudden, he comes up out the caves, takes down Jake in Europe, and now here he is. And we see just how terrible it is, right? Because Proverbs, 29:2, when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice, but when the wicked bear through, the people mourn. People are mourning, man. You might have certain distractions, bread and circuses, people are on alcohol, drugs, all sorts of things to try to keep the dopamine and the happiness or the optimism to some degree going, but even that's failing, right? And it's going to come a day when no matter how many beers you have, no matter how many football games you go to or you watch, or no matter how many women you get or whatever, none of that is going to matter when all hell breaks loose. How much money you got ain't going to matter, right? Because you could have $90K, but when they bring out that chip, if you say no, you give them the big NO, well, then that $90K ain't going to exist no more. Oh, and then what about the dollar? Even before the dollar crash, collapse, now that $90K, yeah, that's a lot of money, but a loaf of bread could be fucking $500. People going to lose their house, their car not going to go. Everything is getting ready to slow down and to shut down, and we got to see what the Lord has in store, because they're talking about more viruses and things of that nature. Well, we got to see, right? We're in that time right now. It's December 1st today, as they call flu season. I don't know exactly the timeline for a flu season, but I know it's here, right? Especially during the winter months when it's cold, because a virus can't survive in the heat. You see, so we just got to see it, but blackouts, EMPs. There's a billion things that can happen in the span of minutes, days, weeks, whatever, that can change society, man. That can change the way we currently live. Like, it's not even funny, man. It's not even funny. We already saw how close some people came to rioting up with that whole food stamp thing. And then the government shutdown. It was the longest government shutdown. Here it is, we had the longest government shutdown in the history of the United States. And people still don't see that as a sign. They still think, oh, well, if we open the government back up, then no. That's that peace and safety spoken about, man. What is that? 1 Thessalonians 5. That's that peace and safety. Just because the government opened back up doesn't mean that America ain't gonna be destroyed. All right? It just means it wasn't time for that. You know, that wasn't the way that it was gonna be done. At least not at that point, because if I'm not mistaken, when they reopened it, they were talking about how January 31st, you know, they would possibly face another shutdown again if they don't extend the funding or some shit. You know, so we just got to see, bro. Passover is, you know, I don't know exactly when, but I would imagine a few months from now, you know, maybe like 3-4 months. You know, it's coming up fast, and we know it usually things get cranked up around this time. You know, you got more bug outs popping up, more crazy ass doctrines, more people just getting fucking taken off the earth by animals, you know, recently. You know, it's getting crazy out. You know, the love of many's waxing cold. All right, like we open up with the wars, rumors of wars, still got these things going. Russia, Ukraine, still got, you know, the Israel, Gaza thing. We still got all this stuff going on. And what is Jake concerned about? What is on Jake's mind? What's on the forefront of an Israelite's mind right now? Folly, right? Like it says in Ecclesiastes, what is that? 10:6. Folly is set in great dignity. Okay. Folly, foolishness, which is what folly is esteemed so highly here in America, Babylon the Great. Which that's what Babylon goes into, confusion, right? And America means bitter. Bitter confusion. That's what we're dealing with here. A whole bunch of madness. And if you're in the right spirit, you know, you should be throwing curse up on this place, man. Throwing curse up on America. Is this man insane? Bro, we need the prophecies to take place in order for the kingdom of heaven to get established. America is the epitome of wickedness. This is an evil kingdom that we're talking about here, man. Like it says in Amos. Now that was talking about Israel, you know, but we apply it to America today, the sinful kingdom. It's America. You know, they're not just America, you know, but America's that's going to get destroyed by nuclear missiles. We know the land of Israel is going to get hit with missiles and replenished. You know, we understand because the Israelites are going to get their land back. You know, all 12 tribes are from Judah down to Issachar. Yeah. But we still got Esau's whole society as a whole, you know, his whole power structure needs to be taken down. You know, the elites, the Illuminati. You know, the Rothschilds, Rockefellers, you know, throw Bill Gates in there, Elon Musk, you know, what is that one guy that, I forgot his name. He stepped down from the world, he stepped down from the Economic Forum. How the hell could I forget it? Klaus Schwab. Well, you know, all these fucking mongrels, which that ain't the right word, but I'm just trying to throw some fucking shade on some joking shit, man. Nah, really, on real deal though, fuck these guys, you know? They're fucking evil. They're evil as fuck, man. Throw curse on them too, on the elites, because they best believe they do that to us. They want us to, man, fuck them, man. We're supposed to be warring with Amalek, and right now we ain't physically battling nobody because we're spiritual men. Alright, but throw up curses on our fucking enemies, man. Throw up curses on America, on the elites, you know, on these fucking bug outs. You know, we need the Lord to you know, put his hands in these things, man. Which of course he is, you know, all in due season. But I'm saying we need to be begging the Lord to lay that hammer down, you know? Like it says in Isaiah. You know, basically, how does it go? You know, watch him upon thy walls. You know, give him no rest till he establish and make Jerusalem a praise in the earth. There it is. The Wadi al-Shemal Shai. That's what we need to be focused on here. You know, and it's very easy to get in a low mindset. It's very easy to allow depression to take over your thought process. All of that, man. Most definitely, because we're in Babylon. You know, I just now feel like I'm coming out of a little low segment myself. You know, the past few days been a little low. You know, but you just gotta keep fighting, man. You gotta, you know, bounce back and you gotta bounce back. You gotta do what you can.
You're following too closely.
It's gonna say that because we're on the highway. We're going like 20. We were going 20 under for God knows what reason. But yeah, no, I'm probably gonna wrap it up anyways. Though that's all I wanted to say. You know, just endure, continue to pray, fast. You know, I need to get a fast in. You know, myself. You know, Lord willing, within the next few days. You know, we gotta pray. You know, pray every day. There's no reason you shouldn't be praying, man. You should be praying every single day, all throughout the day. There's always things to ask the Lord for. Ask for the Lord to take certain things away from you. You know, take away, you know, maybe your laziness. Maybe to take away your doubting. You know, there's a lot of things that we can pray to Yahweh Shemel Shai for. And the scriptures say, pray without ceasing. Okay? So Lord, when this lesson was edifying, before I close, I want to give all praises to Yahweh Ba'Shemel Shai, Ba'Shem Rachak Kodash. Double honors the apostles, Elders Great Millstone. Shalom.